is your favorite Sunday series, favorite intro? If yes, let me know by smashing that like button, and also make sure to subscribe if you are new here, and also ring the bell. This is the button beside the subscribe button, and you will be informed about any live stream or video I'm publishing here on this channel. Now let's dive into today's topics, which are: first, we will look into Tesla shares and the performance of the last week. There was this huge jump on the 13th of April, and we will talk about why, because then we will talk about the stock chart and make an analysis where the stock could go from here. And then obviously we will talk about the 100% gain into Tesla's Bitcoin investment, which is absolutely crazy if you think about it. And finally, we will talk about the productions in Giga, Texas and Giga, Berlin. So stay tuned. Let's go. So Tesla had a pretty good week. If you are looking into the Tesla chart of the last 7 days since our last Tesla Sundays episode, we could gain tremendously, and this means 8.2%. This is mainly because one big jump, I think it was even more than 8%, on the 13th of April. Okay, so we jumped from around 700 to, I think it was 770 or something. Yeah, so in this direction. So you can see here the power was there, and actually it was not news driven. What I really think happened was that something happened with the technicals of Tesla, and we will talk about it in the next category. So stay tuned and stay also till the end of this video, because this video will be super interesting. Now you can see here that now, and also on average, this is at least also what the last couple of quarters showed us, that towards the earnings release, which will be in about 12 days, is always anticipated to have great numbers, and therefore the stock is rising. Okay, so I expect that we will at some point will be, I think, like close to $800 before we going into earnings. I would love to see that. Currently on the market cap of $710 billion, still 1 trillion shy of the all-time high biggest companies in the world, but we are getting there. Okay, we are getting there. I think, towards the end of the year, with all of this crazy things coming up, I think we have a pretty good chance. So let's dive into the stock chart, because there are some very important points to make there. And how Tesla moved over the last couple of days, I'm very glad, because we had something here, as you can see, a couple of things happened here. So here we said there is a very important part that plays part here. Okay, it's important that the stock goes through the 50 moving average, and it did faster than I thought, because I thought maybe over the next couple of weeks, maybe with the quarter earnings, will be the part where we break out. But let's put this here a little bit, cleared up a little bit. So what is that? So 50 moving average, as we know, the 50 moving trading days, this is the chart of it, so you can see quite straight compared to the real chart here. And here you can see that we broke through it from the 12th on the 13th of April. Okay, and always when something like this happens, it's very bullish, or at least bullish in a matter of technicals. Okay, as long as we stay here over, all is well, because the last time we crossed it under, well, you saw what happened. Okay, and this is not the first example. I mean, here we broke through, went up, right? Here you see it barely, slowly went through, went a little bit lower, but not that much, and recovered quickly here after. Here, the same, right? I mean, we were somewhere in the middle, then something happened, and we broke through, and then, this was very bullish for the stock for a very long time. Here you need to imagine that over a very long time, this 50 moving average also goes a little bit higher, right? So staying above the 50 moving average is obviously very positive. So here, for example, even though the distance between the stock and the 50 moving average didn't change much, still, we went from 150 to about $200 per share, and then, you know, something happened again. So all of these measures are really great to see where the stock can go. Okay, here for example in March also you would be better when you have sold when it crossed the 50 moving average, because then the stock went even lower from 120 to about 72, where it basically bounced off the 50 moving average and went higher. Okay, yeah, so here also, I don't know when this was somewhere 2019. Also here, you know, we broke through and we went much higher, right, from about 44 till about 52 or $53. So you can see here there's definitely a pattern that I'm following here, at least to see, okay, what the technicals are doing. And as of now, this is a very good sign, and therefore, you know, it's great to invest right now into Tesla. Let's dive into the next category. All right, let's dive into Bitcoin. Okay, I know it's not too much related to Tesla, but yet it is. And I think Tesla had huge impact on a fantastic rally of Bitcoin. At least 20-30% can be attributed to Elon Musk and Tesla, and Zach Kirkhorn, the CFO of Tesla. Both are, you know, creating this plan to put $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. Okay, so this was at that time about 7% of the cash, so not a small position. And I really applaud this move, because as a company 2.0, you want that your visionaries, your CEO and CFO go different ways. Okay, and in the end of the day, it worked fantastic. So apparently the purchase price of Elon Musk and his team's Bitcoin was around 30, 32, 35, you know. So you can see here, since that time, which is end of Jan, until now, we gained about 100%. In just about a couple of weeks, we turned the $1.5 billion of shareholder money into $3 billion shareholder money. And this is fantastic because, you know, with this money, they can obviously, you know, build or extend the gigafactories. And I think this is just the right puzzle point for the overall puzzle of Tesla. Okay, Tesla is just this unbelievable success story, and how Elon Musk and his team is always, you know, looking different ways to benefit the shareholders and the company itself. I'm currently reading this book, which is about the first, you know, and early days of SpaceX, and it's called Liftoff. And it's just tremendous how amazing they think out of the box, and just are so unbelievable great problem solvers at around Elon Musk. And I think this is exactly the same DNA that goes also to other companies of Elon Musk, like Boring Company or Neuralink. So I think that, you know, betting on Elon Musk is always a great thing. And, you know, we just had to see how crazy of a movement the Dogecoin just went on, right? After Elon Musk made a lot of fun and humor about that. Let's see where the travel goes. I think the money will be well used, and it's also necessary to accept Bitcoin as payment for Teslas in the US and furthermore worldwide at some point. So I'm super excited, and I hope you too. So let's dive into the next category. So Elon Musk was spotted on the ground at Giga factory in Texas. He came with his, Cybertruck, which is, in my personal opinion, I'm thinking to getting one, but then I'm thinking, well, I think it's better to wait for the Roadster and have the first Roadster in Dubai. This would be so cool, guys. And I couldn't think of a better car for me, because it's a 4-seater, it's super fast, looks super cool. It's just the future of supercars, and that's what I would love. But anyway, I think this is a couple of years ahead. Let's talk about the present. The present is that we are still building a gigafactory in Texas as well as in Berlin. Now everybody is now making crazy assumptions where maybe Elon Musk put a little bit of a break because he just tweeted the following here, that there will be the Model Y limited production, which means, a very not high capacity, but a limited quantity of the production of the Model Y. First, yes, it makes sense because this will be even a bigger market than the Model 3. And then on the other side, you can imagine that, they want to make also more margin on the cars, which, the Model 3 is still in the, selling fantastic, but I think, the Model Y is still, in the higher pricing categories, and they want to ship those out. For example, it's not available yet in Germany. It's not available yet in Middle East. So the Model Y has way to go. Okay. So I think this is the right step. And from there, they can, expand to Model 3 eventually, because the Model 3 and Model Y is very, very close in production. So they can switch between those models. Now, what actually will happen in Berlin? Because in Texas, obviously, this is the plan, but in Berlin, the same. So Berlin and Texas will have limited production of the Model Y. This is how we will start into 2021 with those new Gigafactories, and I just can't wait until they open. I can imagine how it was, back then when they just opened the first Gigafactory in China, and everybody thought, it's crazy, it's not working, but, in end of the day, it worked very much nicely out. So I was definitely super, super happy about that, and I will be happy when Giga Texas and Giga Germany does the same.